Welcome into Philadelphia Walks PTSD. My name is Sharon Cole or Cole, whatever you want to refer to me as. No big deal. In a good way. Don't care. I've been called everything under the sun: rat, pig, horse, cow, squirrel, dinosaur, lizard. All of these words maybe have meanings to certain people and certain groups, and they don't necessarily mean the same thing to those various different groups. So anyway, sticks and stones may break my bones, but words shall never hurt me. And of course, words do hurt people. That's a phrase from a long time ago, but I guess it was created in hopes of helping people become stronger per se, and not have to sort of, be hurt by certain things. So anyway, I am here on day 109 of my one video each day, 365-day campaign to raise money for life lost, robbed, stolen, raped, tortured, so forth and so on, from some very serious and heavy stuff that's really hard to explain. It is designed to make a targeted individual like me or other people like me who wound up in a similar position. It is designed to make us or myself seem crazy, paranoid, or what have you. And it might be something that has been developed over the years, so that people who might have seemed paranoid or even paranoid schizophrenic in the past, I'm wondering if some of those people were actually tortured by similar means. And maybe there have been good people along the way trying to figure out how to fix it to the point of when can we finally end whatever the game is. So I will start off with my usual shtick. Of course, I'm recording this on Tuesday, the 18th, but it's intended for Wednesday, the 19th. So I will open up the video on Wednesday for day 109. But in my case, there were some things going on leading up to 2011, but my brain kept moving it around, like saying, gosh, there's a lot of rude people, or there's some weird stuff going on. Maybe the city's changing. Maybe different people are coming in. So I kept trying to, work or find new jobs or what have you while all this was going on. But my world would explode on the 4th Monday of January 2011, when I was made to believe I'd be murdered in my apartment. I believe it was a series of orchestrated events that unfolded in order for me to believe this. And I was trembling and shaking, convulsing so badly, believing that someone was going to come up from the basement of a row home that was converted into apartments. I was in the front half, first floor apartment of a row home. And I wondered if someone had gone into the basement through a basement window and would come up and somehow, get into my door, break down my door, or what have you, to kill me. I actually believed it was the last night of my life. It's a very serious matter that this happened, and that so many people, including the police, took it lightly when they would show up. I was overly nice, I think, when they finally showed up. I think it's this thing of, there's this weird thing of, like, I called these people out here, like, I don't know, what women might be a little bit more like this, more accommodating, like, and would minimize things themselves. But it was pretty clear I was shaking and trembling so badly, and they just they might as well have been whistling and skipping around as if it were the Andy Griffith show. But anyway, I called my sister first, then I called police. She said, you might as well just try to call police and see if at least them coming out will fix whatever it is, and so forth and so on. And then the next day I would try to call my mom and aunt. My mom and aunt lived together in Jacksonville, Florida, and the phone lines had been cut. So I would get the message, we're sorry, the phone you're trying to reach has been disconnected. So that added to this element of a horror film. I'm glad I didn't try to call my mom in the middle of the night, because it would have made it 10 times worse. I would have even maybe worried about my mom and aunt, wondering, why are their phone lines cut? They had never had that issue. It's incredibly rare to have that come on. We're sorry, the number you're trying to reach, unless you actually were moving and would disconnect the phone in preparation of moving. So anyway, and if that weren't enough, then the games commenced, and a lot of people who I had met leading up to this date, and these would be seemingly healthy people. It's not like they're in the drug world and maybe some weird stuff went down. These are people who, even some of them connected to law enforcement. Some of them work, with siblings working in big places in the city. And I had been volunteering in the LGBT community, participating in certain sports, running, dragon boat racing, Sapphire Fund, Team Philadelphia, all of that. When I would turn to these people, they behaved strangely or outright like scary, as opposed to, oh my God, I'm so sorry. It sounds like something really bad happened. If you want to stay here, it would be a little bit more normal if someone said, is there anything we could do? Maybe you want to have dinner with us, come over whenever you want. That would be a really supportive friendship network or community. Instead, I got, is it your perception or reality of what happened? That is not what you're supposed to say. So, right quick, realize, whoop, we got some serious problems here, and these people might be part of a very criminal ring that will have to be investigated over the course of the years that I was tortured. So, anyway, but I wanted to bring up something that came along. There were a million things going on constantly for about 7 to 8 years, from 2011 up through 2017, 18, even 19. I would move in 2018. Stuff still went on, but at a lighter level, but including 2011, so 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, and 17. So that's 7 years, 18, 8 years. So all kinds of crazy things went on. I call it a 72,000 layer cake of various forms of harassment. And I am amazed, and I don't want to give too much power or credit to people who are willing to hurt other people, but I am amazed at the ideas, what people have come up with, and as ways of harming or harassing another person. But what I wanted to talk about today was the alien and forest creature syndrome, if you will, or experience. And at times I would experience things that seemed supernatural. I would walk, and it happened on various dates. So like it would happen for a while in Philadelphia. It even happened while I was in Gainesville, Florida. And it's this thing where you're walking out and you're doing your normal thing. Maybe you work somewhere or you're going to go shopping, grocery shopping, whatever. And it seems like there's these gremlins running around you, either in a store or just in the community walking around. And they're almost giggling and playing games. And it's just like weird. It's almost like a movie scene. And it would almost seem like at times, it could almost seem like these people who don't appear to be part of normal basic society, I guess, and they might not necessarily seem like people who would be of, I'm afraid to sound a certain way, but maybe they don't seem like they have a higher intelligence level. They actually seem gremlin-like, or as if they were from another world, dare I say alien-ish, but minus all the reptilian scales and everything. But it can seem like they know where you are. They're going to scoot over here. All of a sudden, they go from point A to point B in record time. And maybe there's a whole bunch of them sort of around wherever you're walking in a super folly of crazy making stuff. So that happened on several occasions, and it can get really creepy and weird because it could actually seem like a 5, 6, or 7-year-old boy would know way more than you about the entire universe and the earth that we walk on. Can you imagine? And I wonder if teachers have ever encountered this, where it's like, here we have, 5-year-old kids, 15-year-old kids, and then sometimes older people. And it seems like, or often, there were a lot of people who seem to be part of whatever it is. And I don't know if they grew up a certain way and learn how to be gypsy-like in nature and would know how to play this forest gremlin game or alienish game. But it can seem like they know way more, and they look at you in such a way as if as if you were unwise about the world or the way of the world. It can get really weird, and it could really play into paranoia of, the entire rest of the world is aware, and you're the only one who's unaware that there's a whole show going on around you, or everybody knows who you are, and you have no idea what's going on. So all this whole game is at your expense, per se. So it's in the realm of it can get really weird and bizarre. My brain just sort of had to keep logically trying to figure out, there's no way that these other people who appear to be humans would know so much more. They might believe something more. And I would talk to other people about it, and they would say, how crazy would it be if intelligence groups or CIA or whatever could actually put an illusion on so that it seems kind of make people feel more important than they are. And then they walk around the world that way, and they're really not. Maybe they're just controlled or part of a matrix game or whatever. So with that said, I'll wind it down. This is day 109, and it can get really weird out there. 72,000 layers of harassment. Thank you so much.